Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Marsta and Eeryon, okay? And Marsta and Eeryon are the heart of White. White is a team of human female assassins, okay? And Marsta and Eeryon are quite unique. All right, so Marsta is an adventurer. She is a 12th level fighter, okay? And so she's incredibly skilled. She specializes in longbow, okay? She carries 2 daggers and she can fight with those 2 daggers, but she's not exceptionally good with it. And so what she does is if she is caught in a situation where she has to fight close up, generally what she's going to do is she's going to stab, and she's going to kick out, and she's going to get some distance, and then you probably aren't going to live real long, because when she has that longbow going again, not a lot of things stand around her, okay? She's an incredibly skilled fighter, 12th level fighter, and yeah, so, okay, so that's Marsta. Now, Marsta has a history, and she has a condition. Not a condition like incapacitated. Actually, let me put it this way. She is cursed. Marsta is cursed. So, Marsta was the fighter, okay, a few years back for an entire party called Charging Boar, okay? Now, Charging Boar went against an ice dragon, and they actually slew that ice dragon. All right, but in order to slay that ice dragon, Marsta was the last person to attack the dragon, and she slew that dragon with a slaying arrow. Okay, but she only did that after the ice dragon killed every single member of her party. Okay, except her. Right. Well, when she killed that ice dragon with the slaying arrow, with its last icy breath, that ice dragon, what it did was it cursed her, right? It put a curse on her. Now, that curse is that if she is ever in any environment that where it is more than 50 degrees Fahrenheit, she begins to lose 5 hit points every round. Okay, so she'll very, very quickly die, right? And so essentially she now lives outdoors all the time, and she only stays in incredibly cold climates where it's snowing. Okay, that's where she is comfortable. Okay, now it's not a coincidence that the name of her team is White. Everyone on her team wears pure white. Okay, and they ride pure white horses. And they all wear white cloaks, and all their clothes are white, and all their weapons are white. That's their thing, white, right? Okay. Now, of course, like swords and things like that, it's the color of the steel, but everything that can be white is pure white, okay? All right. Now, Marsta went through this curse, right? And when she went through this curse, she really didn't know what to do, right? And really, she kind of gave up on life, and she ended up as a beggar in a town called Windhelm, okay? Now, when she was in Windhelm, she was there for only about 3 weeks, and she had got to the point where she was begging, right? And she stayed close to a bread shop, right? And what people would do is they would go in and they get their hot bread, and then they either eat it there or they come out, right? And when they would see her, a lot of people would take pity and they just throw her the crust of whatever they were eating, or they might even give her, a whole loaf, right? So she liked this spot near this bakery, right? Well, the owner of the bakery, her name was Eeryon, okay? Now, Eeryon is the leader of the White team, okay? But the White team is really, so if you think of the White team as a band, okay, then really, Eeryon is Paul McCartney, and Marsta would be an incredibly broken John Lennon. Okay, so that's the best way to look at it. All right. So basically, all the other members of White, those people kind of come in and go out. Like they've been pretty permanent for a while, and the team is highly functioning. But if somebody, if if white loses a member other than Marsta and Eeryon, they can replace that member, and white will continue. But Marsta and Eeryon are the heart of white, okay, and that's why I'm talking about them separately. I will give you the rest of the members of white soon, but I wanted to talk about Marsta and Eeryon. Now, what is Eeryon? What is, she is a X level what? Well, she's an X level nothing, right? She is a baker, right? She owned a bakery, right? And all that Eeryon is, she has no class, right? Of course, she's a classy lady, but she has no class. She's not a fighter or wizard or rogue or any of the other, actual classes. She is simply a baker, right? Well, how does she lead a team of assassins? Well, the reason she leads in a team of assassins is for several reasons, okay? So the biggest reason is she's a bog standard human except for the following. She has 18s in charisma, intelligence, and wisdom, right? And so she's incredibly charismatic, incredibly smart, and incredibly wise, right? And that was why it's one of the reasons why her bakery was so successful. But when she saw Marsta begging, she restored her, right? So what she did was she turned over the store to one of her faithful employees, and then she literally nursed Marsta back. Marsta had frostbite in some of her areas, and Marsta was, she was really a broken human being at that point. Well, Eeryon, when she found her begging in Windhelm, she restored her, right? Well, at that point, Marsta and Eeryon's relationship became very close, and the two of them traveled together for 2 years, right? And near the end of that 2 years, they got to places that were very, very dangerous, and when that happened, Marsta displayed her skill with the longbow, and Eeryon was like, "What?" And at that point, they ended up having an adventure together, right? And Eeryon actually became upset and a little bit. She became upset when Marsta almost died. So they brought in a new member, right? They brought in specifically a cleric who would heal Marsta if they were ever have another adventure again. Well, they soon did have another adventure. And after that, they brought in a wizard and a rogue, right? So now white is Marsta and Eeryon. Marsta plays the role of the fighter, and Eeryon, her entire job is to get magic items for the team, decide what the team does, and she does all the logistics and all the planning for the team, right? She doesn't cast any spells. She doesn't even carry a weapon, right? So, but she is absolutely integral to the success of white, okay? And so Marsta and Eeryon are the heart of white. And that is the story of Marsta and Eeryon. And I'll tell you more about the other three members, the rogue, the wizard, and the cleric of white at another time. Thank you.